20 immigrants. Hey, guess what, dipshit? Immigrant means that they're already illegal. So you see, migrants, that's a different story. Let's turn YouTube on so they can join us. Migrants is a different story, but you see, immigrants, that just means they're fucking illegals. I prefer that term personally because it gets right to the fucking point. You're illegal. You're committing a crime. That means that you should not be here.
During dangerously hot temperatures. According to DPS reports, a trooper,
or as the people in Skyrim say, you should have never come here,
alongside agents from the DPS Criminal Investigation Division, stumbled upon a tractor trailer hauling a tanker abandoned at a gas station in North Laredo. Despite the vehicle being left running, the driver was nowhere to be found. All individuals were taken into custody.
Oh, sorry about my deal here. I'm trying to get my
Inez
Rumble
Elliott
chat
took this
set
picture
up.
standing by her mother at least 100 years ago.
Happy birthday to you.
And here she is celebrating birthday number 108.
Aunt Rose was always smart.
Oh, this is a completely different story. What is this? Oh, it still says it's the previous story. Let's see what this is.
Quiet. She was really direct.
She's 108 years old. There's no way. That's got to be like her great granddaughter or something.
But she said she held no prisoners.
Her extended family, church.
That little old lady in the wheelchair is 108 years old. Dude, she doesn't look that skeletal, to be honest. Like, she doesn't look too terrible for 108 years old. Holy fuck, dude. How many broccolis did this lady have to eat?
You are certainly the Queen of Hearts. Not just a rose, but you're the Queen of Hearts.
Miss Rose, as she's known, was born in Summit in 1917. That's her mom and dad, Inez and Frederick Alec. She married, had no children of her own, but helped care for tons of nieces and nephews over the decades. Her life was her family and church.
All right, well, that's fucking awesome. We didn't mean to do that that little bit there, but you know what? That's really cool. God bless America. Okay. Real quick. Unverified footage here. But I could be wrong, but I've been told that every time that you see Baron Trump, he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every single time you see him. Jesus. That was sent in by my wife, actually. Also this. When you unlock the Mysterious Stranger perk, I also thought that she looked like, because she does look kind of like Misfortune there, but I also think she kind of looks like fucking Carmen Sandiego. If it was all red, she would just be Carmen Sandiego. Is that all the fun things? Do we have to get down to fucking brass tacks and politics now? No, I got a couple of fun things in there we'll look at here in just a little bit. Did you hear that whenever Trump signed his executive order for birthright citizenship, that a U.S. judge had blocked it? Federal judge temporarily blocked President Donald Trump's executive order redefining birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional during a hearing in Seattle, which it is. 14th Amendment of the Constitution is the birthright citizenship. Oh shit, it says it right there. There we go. That way I know I'm right. The ruling applies nationally and is part of a multi-state legal challenge involving 22 states and immigrant rights groups. The order would deny citizenship to children born to nationwide, maybe even worldwide. The case may eventually reach the U.S. Supreme Court, with the judge expressing difficulty understanding the constitutionality of the order. So that's an interesting thing, the birthright citizenship, because on one hand, You only want Americans to be in America. I can get that. I can get behind that. There for a while, we needed to boost our numbers, so we let people in. And personally, I think we've boosted the numbers enough. And now we need to not let so many people fucking in. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I added the Doge clock. The Doge clock is how much money that the Doge department is actually saving the government. So that clock that is ticking up gives me a little bit of hope. Just a tidbit of hope. But the birthright citizenship, man, I understand wanting to only have Americans in America. I can also understand from the standpoint of if you want to come here legally and you want to be an American, that we might be able to let you be an American. But the issue is illegals, see that word that I used earlier that I like, come in here and they start tearing up the place, really. And then they start voting for people that give them free things. Very communist, if you ask me. Moving on. Did you also hear that Trump made a pardon order? Trump made a pardon order for the Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht after 11 years in prison. This is an amazing feat by Donald Trump. That's fucking awesome. First off, the Silk Road was a place where you could just buy things, and that's fantastic. Maybe he should hire that guy just because of his business acumen alone, But also Donald Trump pardons this guy. Biden pardoned his entire fucking family.
For future crimes, too.
Yeah, for future crimes, which they told Trump and his administration that you can't do that, Trump. That's illegal, you piece of shit. And then they just did it while they were inaugurating Donald Trump. Which feels very, what is the word? Illegal? Yeah. Right, was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for operating Silk Road without giving any of the government their money. They got pissed, which facilitated illegal drug sales and other crimes. Trump described Ulbricht's life sentence as ridiculous, and called those who convicted him scum. Libertarian National Committee Chair Angelina McArdle, labeled Albright as a libertarian political prisoner for more than a decade. And I agree, this dude shouldn't have been thrown in jail, because they grabbed him. See, that's the thing. That's the thing I have an issue with. They grabbed him on false pretenses, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look into this Silk Road guy more, and I'll try to do a special show on that specifically. But for now, we'll go ahead and move on. Do I have a shorter clip of that? Hang on. Okay, first off, we're going to look at this. I should have organized these a little better. Remember when President Trump, during our last stream, was signing executive order after executive order after executive order after executive order, and then Pete Ducey was like, hey, did the previous president leave you a letter like you did him? And Trump's like, I don't know, let me check. And he grabbed it. Apparently, he grabbed it, didn't open it, didn't look at it, and just handed it to Pete Ducey. It was just like, here you go. Have fun.
This is a Fox News alert, and a pretty historic one at that. President Trump has revealed the context of the letter that former President Biden left to him. This is a Fox News exclusive, and let me put this into
Why
perspective.
is she like
There have
putting
only
her
been
hands like
7
that? What the
presidents
fuck?
that left a letter to their predecessors. 6 who left
Bitch,
a
put your
letter
pen
to
down.
the
I
opposite
can't
political
take you
party.
seriously.
And Biden was just the 3rd to have to pen a letter to someone
She
who was
keeps
a
like
political opponent.
rubbing
In
her
this
hair
case,
against
a
the
former
fucking mic too.
political opponent. This is
She keeps moving her hands and thus making her hair move. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I kind of hear a slight over her mic. I just hit my mic. So she's just sitting there fucking hitting the mic the whole time. Like, bitch, stop moving your hands. Put your pen down. Move your hair off the mic.
history, and we at Fox News have the content of this letter.
God damn it. I
Hello,
still
everyone. This
hear
is
it. Yeah, it's like a crackling noise because the little follicles of hair are going into the microphone. You stupid bitch.
Outnumbered. I'm Kaylee McEnany here with my co-host Harris Faulkner. Also joining us,
That was Kaylee McEnany? Wow.
Cheryl Casoni, Fox Business anchor and host of American Dream Home on Fox Business. Jerry Willis, Fox Business correspondent.
White
And Ben
women,
Ferguson,
where
host
is
of the Ben
Pete
Ferguson-
Ducey?
In our
There we go.
history, we have a letter exactly like this one. What does it say?
And Kaylee, we saw the other night on Monday, just a few minutes after President Trump returned to the Oval Office, I asked him if the president left him a letter. He hadn't checked yet. He opened up the envelope that said 47. We can report now, for the first time anywhere in the world, this history-making text of what it said on the inside. The letterhead was of Joseph R. Biden Jr. It said President of the United States. And his cursive handwriting that I reviewed was difficult to read at times, but this is what I got from the letter. Let's read it together. Dear President Trump, as I take leave of this sacred office, I wish you and your family all the best in the next 4 years. The American people and people around the world look to this house for steadiness in the inevitable storms of history. And my prayer is that in the coming years will be a time of prosperity, peace, and grace for our nation. May God bless you and guide you as he has blessed and guided our beloved country since our founding. Joe Biden, 1/2025. And that is it. I got a call that President Trump was ready to share the contents of the letter. We heard him last night describe it as inspirational. And that is, we can confirm the president's assessment. All right. It is an inspirational, forward-looking well wish, and quite possibly the only time that they will exchange letters ever again. Kaylee?
Peter, so I'm interested to know,
Okay,
was
so-
that the entirety of the letter?
Yeah, that's the entirety of the letter. Joe's not gonna fucking try to fucking write more than that. Come on now. Alright, so I've heard this going around, but I haven't looked into it myself. So let's look at this clip real quick. And let's try to decipher what Barron Trump said to Joe Biden here when he shook his hand. Because he got himself a big old sad face there. What was that? Right there. All right, let's do this one more time. Shakes his hand. Smile. Still kind of smiling. Maybe smells like a man and not a small boy. And then angry poop face. Super angry poop face. God, look at that fucking unit. Look at the schnoz on that unit too. Boop. I said boop. All right. What is this, Pokey Geek? I don't even remember adding this.
I added it.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe my wife added it. I don't. Hang on.
So I translated the tweet, or it's been translated for you. So you'll have to worry, but it's cute. It's a little palate cleanser.
Okay, well, real quick, we've got a small clip of this. we're going to watch here in a little bit when he signs the other executive orders, because I want to keep an eye on those executive orders. I feel like he's going to either hide something in there for something, or he's just doing some good shit. I don't know. I just want to keep an eye on it. But this one specifically is for the RFK, MLK, and JFK files being redacted and given to the American public.
Executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years.
Too many years, dude.
For decades. And everything will be revealed.
Now that, when he says everything will be revealed, you better not be fucking with me, Trump. Not only that, but Trump could not even be fucking with us, right? And then the FBI, CIA, whoever the fuck, just grabbed a few files and burnt them like fucking 30 years ago. Who would know? You know? Fuck, they threw them in the 9/11. They fucking threw those files in the Twin Towers and then fuck caught them on fire. You know? Who would know? Nobody would know.
Okay? Give that to RFK Jr.
So what is this? Unbelievable news from Japan. After an aquarium closed for renovations, a sunfish started looking lethargic. The staff tried various solutions, but couldn't figure out the problem. Excuse me. One staff member suggested it might be feeling lonely without visitors. Though skeptical, they decided to stick a staff uniform into the tank. Incredibly, the next day, the sunfish was back to its lively self. That is adorable. That is so sweet, Poke. Oh, that's so sweet.
They helped him feel better by giving him fake people to come see.
Yeah. He went over there, was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, man, like, I don't believe that humans are the only social creature. Why would they?
We're not.
We have cats and dogs for that exact purpose, is because they're social creatures, you know? All right, real quick, let's do a quick cartoon. Have you ever thought about, like, the truth? I mean, the real truth behind these visas and Elon Musk's AI?
Wow, that's really incredible. Oh my goodness.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Spare no expense. Spare no expense. Wonderful machine. Incredible. Incredible.
And it's waterproof?
Yo, Freedom Tunes fucking rules. Go follow them. We're going to watch another one of their tunes here in a little while.
Yeah, so water will not shortage. No.
And it's really heavy duty. What's going on?
Jesus Christ, why would you just hit the robot with a fucking god? Why would you do that? It's a living, breathing robot.
What's going on?
What is wrong with the battery? The battery is tired. Yes. When the robot gets tired, you see, you have to let it back into its charging station.
I'm so sorry.
Gotta lure
Is
it
it
back
okay?
into the charging station.
Right.
And it just goes in there and recharges its battery?
Yes, recharges its battery. Yes, let me demonstrate. Is it my shift already?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm really tired. That woman hit me good, too.
Okay.
Why are you tired? You just got hit once, fucking loser. Get back to work.
1 moment, it should be back out, fully charged. 1 moment.
1 moment.
Just 1 moment, should be out in just 1 moment. You want me to send you back to the factory? Do you want me to send you back to the factory? Hold on. Do you know who the president is right now? 1 phone call. That's all I need. 1 phone call.
I just need 1 phone call right now. And I'll be talking to Donald Trump and he'll be sending your ass back. I have ICE waiting in the van right now. I will fucking send you right now to the fucking border.
I'm not doing it. I don't care. Get out right now. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. GFY. GFY. one moment, ma'am. Sorry.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. That's probably got to be like, you know, in reference to the big Disney stock debacle deal where he was like, go fuck yourself. If you're going to try to bribe me with money, go fuck yourself. I'm rich.
There's a little slit here for a broom or a taser. Sometimes they just need a little.
You need a broom or a taser. You know, you just got to motivate your robot.
Little push out. Out.
Oh, fine, buddy, fine.
It can
Sal.
feel pain?
That is mostly what it feels, yes.
Boop,
And now you give it commands.
beep,
Tesla bot, pick up the broom,
boop.
put it back. At least once per day, you need to place a sandwich of some kind into this slot here on the counter.
Sandwich?
Yes, for the the machine runs on biomatter. Actually, it's very high tech.
Very high tech.
I said, put the broom away.
Beep.
Oh, you know what? You know what I just remembered? It only needs one sandwich a week. Yes, just once a week. That's it. That's all. Oh, you're gonna put the broom away? You're gonna put the broom. Good.
Sometimes
Two
you have to
sandwiches a
threaten
day.
them.
Water too.
You know.
For coolant, of course.
Got it.
Okay, that'll be $46,000.
Here you go.
Thank you. Congratulations. You've purchased a small piece of the future. Congratulations. I will now be on my way. Tesla, drive me to 87 Arroyo Lane.
Yes, sir.
Faster. Faster. Would you like to drive to the border instead?
Would you like to drive to the border instead? Go follow Freedom too. They are wild as hell. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fucking awesome. It's fun. It's like political cartoons, but come to life. Oh, hey. Speaking of ICE.
Hundreds of illegal immigrants accused of serious crimes.
Griff Jenkins is in Washington with more. Hey, Griff.
Hey, good morning, guys. And Ainsley, you mentioned promises made, promises kept. Well, guess what? Consequences are being delivered. The crackdown has begun. President Trump could deploy, actually, as many as 10,000 active duty troops to the southern border. And while they may not engage in law enforcement, they will be engaging in protecting our border, including the use of military transport planes for deportation flights. Now,
I'm not trying to sound like a dumb country bumpkin right now, right? But I remember at one point talking about, man, it would be real easy for the government to go ahead and deputize us and just sit on top of that there wall and start popping Mexicans as they come across the border. I feel like we're back in early 2000s. Did Trump wind back our political clock just before 9/11? That'd be cool.
A Marine official telling Fox News this, quote, "Our response will be immediate. We are going in ready to respond. If the cartels shoot at us, we will not stand by. We will be taking whatever equipment we would send if a Marine Expeditionary Unit or MEU were deploying overseas."
Oh my God, yes, send in the Muse. Oh wait, MEU. Right.
Now, the 1,500 soldiers and Marines deploying right now represent a 60% increase from the already 2,500 that are there, and it comes as ICE's enforcement and removal officers have been hitting the streets across the country, launching early morning raids targeting some 700,000 criminal illegal aliens that have been roaming free under the Biden-Harris administration, protected in sanctuary cities like Boston. In fact, ICE has racked up more than 460 arrests in the first 33 hours since Trump took office.
Dude, hell yeah. I remember seeing a video too of some ICE agents, and they were like picking up people. I couldn't find it for my prep, but they were picking people up, and this guy's like, "Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Hell yeah, Biden. Fuck yeah, Biden. I thank you so much, Biden." As they were picking him up. And then they were like, "Yeah, we picked him up, and then we picked up like 4 other people that were in the house with him." And it's like, all right. Going above and beyond. Just not picking up who you were sent to get, but getting everybody. Let's go.
He sat down in the Oval Office last night with Hannity for his first interview and had this to say.
All right, well, that's good enough for that story. because we do have that Hannity interview. I, for one, hate Sean Hannity. I think he's annoying. I think he's a CIA dick suck. And no other reason, really. No real other reason. I just kind of hate the guy. A lot.
You will release the files, all of the files.
I was given
The moment you walked back in this office, this desk, this room.
I'm going to let this play for a
your
little bit.
carpet.
I will
How'd you
commentate,
feel?
but I
Well,
also
it was a
pipe,
lot of
so
work.
just give me a sec.
And as you know, necessarily be here. Could have been done. A lot of work could have been. It would have been over. We wouldn't have inflation. We wouldn't have had the Afghanistan disaster. We wouldn't have October 7th with Israel, where so many people were killed, and you wouldn't have a Ukraine war going on. But with all that being said, I think it's bigger. It's bigger than if it were more traditional.
Only the second time in history.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't have consecutive terms.
Yeah. Well, they say it's historically bigger. I don't know about that. But I can say it showed us a couple of things. It showed us that the radical left, their philosophies and policies are horrible. They don't work. You look at crime, you look at what's gone on at the border, you look at what's going to happen, the crime that's going to happen. But I think we got there just in the nick of time. But we still have you covered better than anybody. We have terrorists in our country by the thousands. We have murderers in our country by the tens of thousands. We have numbers that came out, 11,000 people that murdered are now free and walking around in our country. And of them, I think 48%, they say, killed around. They came out of jails from other countries. And, people, they've emptied their jails. I would, if I were the president or prime minister or something of another country, I'd empty my jails right into America, into the United States. Why not? And many of them did it.
So, yeah, that's the thing. They're emptying their fucking prisons, too, into our country. And we found out about that. So, we're going to have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Sorry, your fucking abuelita has to go back. There's fucking criminal in their waters. All right? So, we're fucking throwing y'all out. If y'all want to come back in, want to be fucking civil about it, and sign up to get in, and stand in line. The American dream's worth standing in line. You remember hearing that? Remember that being a fucking thing? Maybe Americans' lives will improve to the point that we'll want people in our country. We have bills to pay, and we don't need all of you motherfuckers running amok and sucking the teat off of our system. Sucking off the teat of our system? That sounds right. God damn.
If you look at Venezuela, their crime rate is down now 78% because they took their street gangs and they moved them into the United States. And you're seeing that in Colorado and Los Angeles and other places. And we're going to take care of it.
So did Biden really say to you when you came up to the front of the White House, welcome home?
No, did somebody say that?
I read it somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe he did. I really don't know.
So you left him a letter. It was funny with Peter Doocy, and Peter said, "Oh, Mr. President, did Joe Biden leave you a letter?" He did leave you a letter.
He did.
And you had left him one, but you've never disclosed either one of them.
Well, a lot of people.
Now would be a great time.
You know, it was interesting. A lot of people thought it was sort of like a setup with Peter Doocy and myself, and I have a lot of respect for Peter. But he just asked me a question about the letter.
I don't know, man. He literally
remembered
just
that,
pulled it out and gave it to him.
Like a custom, you leave it right in the drawer of that beautiful desk right alongside of us. And so I opened it up, and I actually gave the letter to Peter.
And did he got to read it?
He's like, wait, so you didn't bring it to my interview? What the fuck, Trump?
Before we get into, there's so much substance.
No, Pete Doocy's nice. I like him.
A lot of things that actually scare me. And I want to get to all of that, but and I will get to all of that. There
all solvable problems.
I agree.
They're all solvable.
Not easy.
With time, effort, money, unfortunately, but they're all solvable problems. We can get our country back. But if we didn't win this race, I really believe our country would have been lost forever.
Were there moments, I mean, when you think of what they threw at you, and I know you signed this declaration about no more weaponization, and we know that the preemptive pardons came up on Joe's way out, but you were facing a civil trial, a criminal trial, conviction, sentencing, Jack Smith, D.C., Florida, Fonnie Willis. I mean, you fought through all of that to get back right here in this office. What people don't know is over there's a little red button you push. You scare people. People think it's the nuclear button, but it's really, you know,
something else.
It's you use it for a different purpose.
Classified.
But the question I have was, at any point,
what the fuck was that?
Did you doubt?
Yeah, you got a big red button over there, right? Trump had that big red button, you know? And people think it's the nuclear button, but it's not. He's like, yeah, shut up. We want Russia to think it's the nuclear button. Shut the fuck up. He just fucking shut him down. He's like, no, shut up. It's for something else. It's a better weapon. Looks at him, shut the fuck up.
Would be back here.
So it's a great question. It's something I don't think about. I never really thought about it. I don't think about, gee, will I be back? I just do it. I get it done. I get things done. I'm good at getting things done, and I set my mind to it. As you know, we had a great election in 2016. I had a much better election in 2020. And if I didn't have that election, I wouldn't have run. If I thought that I didn't get the number of votes, and it was reported that I got almost 75 million votes, and that was their numbers. That wasn't the numbers, that was their numbers. That was more than anybody has gotten in history, any sitting president had ever gotten. And you lost. Had I gotten like 50 million, or 40 million, or 60 million, I would never have run. But that was like a poll, so, but I had a different attitude. Too big to rig.
Poll came out just in the last 24 hours by Insider Advantage. That's Matt Towery. He nailed 2016, 2020, and 2024. Great pollster, as you know.
Right.
And he gave you a 56% approval rating. He also said of Congress, and I had a town hall with members of Congress last night, that 70% of respondents want Congress to unite behind your agenda.
I watched that show. It was a great show, and you had some great people in the background. Yeah. I know every one of them. And
I didn't watch
they're
that.
Really
fuck that.
Patriots. I just saw the love.
I'm watching
you know,
the important shit like Sean Hannity. This is a fucking lame interview, dude.
Love they had. But they
went through over 200 since we relates to the. You're going to need to do some of these things legislatively. How you will probably play the largest role in uniting them both in the House and Senate. Reconciliation, the Senate has very strict, rules governing how they can do it. Do you one big beautiful bill, two bills? Do you care at this point?
I don't care as long as we get to the final answer. I like the concept of the one bill. I guess I said one big beautiful, and that's what everyone thinks.
One big beautiful bill.
Nice sound to it. But I do like that concept. It could be something else. It could be a smaller bill and a big bill. Right. But as long as we get to the right answer. Now, I will say that Los Angeles has changed everything because a lot of money is going to be necessary for Los Angeles. And a lot of people on the other side want that to happen. And they want to.
Hey, why don't you give them ramshackle shacks and see if fucking entertainment improves? Because all those fucking assholes in LA were mostly Hollywood. So maybe a little bit of fucking trial and tribulation will fucking do those Jews right. So then they can fucking make some good property fucking films. Maybe the MCU will fucking go and recover after this fucking devastation over in LA.
Carolina too.
Well, they don't care about North Carolina. The Democrats don't care about North Carolina. What they've done with FEMA is so bad. FEMA is a whole nother discussion because all it does is complicate everything. FEMA has not done their job. for the last 4 years. You know, I had FEMA working really well. We had hurricanes in Florida. We had Alabama, tornadoes. But unless you have certain types of leadership, it gets in the way. And FEMA is going to be a whole big discussion very shortly, because I'd rather see the states take care of their own problems. If they have a tornado someplace, and if they let that state, Oklahoma is.
I like it, because then people that want to, like, you know, go into positions of power and then fuck the citizens that live there, they have to think twice about, like, natural disasters and things. And all of these, let's call them leftists, that are moving down to Florida to escape from their terrible laws that they voted for, can't really change much down there because there's hurricanes and shit. So, like, if they do get into positions of power and try to fuck the people that live there, they will get hit by a fucking hurricane and then have to deal with that. And that's kind of fun. That's kind of funny to me. I like this. Let's get rid of FEMA. You know what? Let's get rid of a bunch of government departments. No reason.
Very competent. I love Oklahoma. 77 out of 77 districts. And that's never been done before. I did it 3 times. I mean, think of it. 3 times. Never been done. Ronald Reagan had the record, 56. 56 out of 77. I got 77 out of 77. So you have to love a place like that. I love Oklahoma. But you know what? If they get hit with a tornado or something, let Oklahoma fix it. You don't need. And then the federal government can help them out with the money. The FEMA is getting in the way of everything. And the Democrats actually use FEMA not to help North Carolina.
It makes no sense.
So I'm stopping on Friday. I'm stopping in North Carolina. First stop.
Yeah.
Because
fucking Sean Hannity. Oh, that makes no sense. That's what FEMA's for. That's what we pay the money for, right? They didn't do their jobs. What did you not hear fucking earlier, you dumbass? He literally said that they didn't do their job for 4 fucking years. Because whenever natural disasters did arise, like in Florida, the governor of Florida built 2 bridges to get supplies to the fucking people that he governs in America. That's the thing, man. We got to worry about things in America. Fuck all these other nations. Take away federal aid from any nation that's not America. And if they want to become part of America, then we get to take them over. Fucking end of story. Sick and tired of all these fucking kids from college coming out and saying, well, America's a bunch of colonizers. Yeah, sure, fine. Let's go ahead and double down. We're a bunch of colonizers. Fuck you. I'm going to take over your nation if you need that much federal aid.
those people were treated very badly by Democrats. And I'm stopping there. We're going to get that thing straightened out because they're still suffering from a hurricane from months ago. And then I'm going to go to California.
Will you meet with Gavin?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. Look, Gavin's got one thing he can do. He can release the water that comes from the north. There is massive amounts of water, rainwater and mountain water that comes due with the snow, comes down when it...
I'm sorry, am I retarded? Am I the weird guy for thinking that the way he said that was weird? Like, he's like, there's plenty of water from the north. You gotta go talk to the northern elves. They'll give you the water. It's sitting right there in a puddle. It's like, what the fuck is that? I know he didn't say northern elves. I could be because I'm smoking, but that was weird. That was weird how he said that. Contact the north, 30 clicks south. It's like, wait, what? Did you just say south and north? Where do we go? Is it right here? Are we there? Sorry.
There's so much
Let's listen
water,
to
they're
Donald
releasing
Trump
it
and
into the
Hannity.
Pacific Ocean. And I told him it's a political thing for the Democrats. I don't
played
know.
the tape. You said it to him in front of him in 2018.
I said it to him in front of the media and everything else, and nobody talks about it. The media never picks it up. You put it out. I was so happy to see that tape because some people said, "Is that possible?" They have water coming down from the Pacific Northwest, which has a lot of water.
I think my favorite part of this whole interview is every single time they cut over to Hannity and he's trying to talk.
But they have water.
And then Trump
coming
says
down
something.
from the Pacific Northwest. Possible. They have water.
And then he fucking shuts the fuck up because it's the president of the United States of America. On your knees, CIA faggot.
Coming down from the Pacific Northwest, which has a lot of water. So much water that they'd have to let some of it go at some point. They don't need reservoirs. They don't need any. They're spending all this money on these reservoirs, and they're fake reservoirs. You know,
But
they're
the
concrete.
reservoirs were empty. The hydrants didn't work, and they're not practicing the science of forestry, which
Their
is
sprinklers didn't work in the homes because they had no water. Think of it. We have sprinklers. Think of it with no water. They didn't have any water.
I
The
didn't know you
fire
had
hydrants,
sprinklers
yeah,
in
believe it, hard to believe. The place has sprinklers. It's nice. But you don't want to lose this office. By the way, how do you like it?
It's well, I'm glad. It's
Did
great
he
to be
just
back.
change the
I'm not gonna lie.
subject to get away from saying what he needed to talk about? Hang on,
You know,
what
I've
the
had
fuck
the
was
biggest
that?
Forestry, which
Their
is
sprinklers didn't work in the homes because they
and they're not practicing the science of forestry, which
their
is
sprinklers didn't work in the homes
Oh, okay.
around. George
amazing.
Washington, Abe, Honest Abe.
One day maybe we can do it. Well,
Nostalgic
and it was
about
after the
old
2020
presidents.
election.
You know,
And you asked me
that's
a
the thing,
question.
though. I give him shit for being like, Honest Abe, Jefferson. You know, like he's talking about different presidents or whatever. Jackson, I think, is one of his actual favorites. But like, it's like, yeah, if you're in the presence of all those great men that had sat at that table and had worked papers fucking to try to shape and build the nation, and that's your job now. Like, you're going to see those presidents throughout the hallways and shit as you're going to business meetings. Well, meetings for the fucking presidency, I guess, is political meetings, but you're going to be walking through the same halls that they did. And you have to think about that kind of shit. If you want to be the president of the United States, you want to build the nation. You want to build the USA to be a shining beacon on the hill that shows what just is in America. What we can build if we all come together.
And we've known each other for 30 years, so we have a friendship and we have a professional relationship. And the question you asked me, maybe in the end it will be better that if I came back in 4 years. And we talked about history. After World War II, Winston Churchill was thrown out, but they brought him back. Grover Cleveland is the only other American president that did not serve consecutive terms. And my answer to you was, I thought it would be bigger if you came back.
It's turning out to be bigger. And I think one thing is happening is people are learning that they can't govern and that their policies are terrible. I mean, they don't want to see a woman get pummeled by a man in a boxing ring.
No.
Oh, I thought he was going to say we don't want to see a woman. I mean, I do, but not pummeled in a boxing ring. You might be right. Okay.
They don't want to see men in women's sports, in other words. They don't want to see them, and they don't want to have transgender for everyone. They don't want a child leave home as a boy and come back 2 days later as a girl. A parent doesn't want to see that. And there are states where that can happen.
Oh.
They don't want to see taxes go through the roof. Like, this is the only group of people they want to raise your taxes. They say, we want to raise your taxes. You know, if they don't work with us on the Trump tax cuts extending, that would mean it would go back to the taxes. We got the largest tax cut in history. That would mean the taxes would go up more than any tax hike in the history of our country. And normally you'd say, that's got to be the easiest negotiation in history, because if they did that, how could they ever win an election? But they'll fight us on that. They fight us on things. It's incredible.
Here, I ran into...
They don't use common sense. In my opinion, the Democrats don't use common sense.
And common sense won the day in the election.
Yeah, but you know the amazing thing? I'm watching now. Now it's time, and, you know, a few months have passed, and the election's over, and you see what happened, and it was a rout. I won all 7 swing states, and we won by millions of votes, the popular vote, millions. And nobody can even believe some of the numbers. And how about with African Americans, with Hispanics, with with everything, how well we did. Nobody can believe the numbers. How about with youth? I won youth by 36 points. Now, maybe that's because I went on TikTok. I don't know. But I'm starting to have a very warm spot.
TikTok is going to be sold, right?
I think TikTok's going to maybe stay around.
People like
I'll tell you,
Senator,
people want to buy it. People want to buy it.
But those that say they know say it's a spying app for the communist Chinese.
But but you can say that about everything made in China. Look, we have our telephones made in China for the most part. We have so many things made in China. So
Trump's just like, I don't know. Barron showed me these animal videos on TikTok. I like it. He's like, I don't want to get rid of it.
Why don't they mention that? You know, the interesting thing with TikTok though is you're dealing with a lot of young people. So
they love it.
Is it that important for China to be spying on young people, on young kids watching crazy videos on things?
I don't want China spying on anybody.
No, but they make your telephones and they make your computers and they make a lot of other things. Isn't that a bigger threat?
I'm sure that'll be part of your discussions with President Xi, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Let me go to the border. We do have breaking news today. I ran into Tom Homan as I was walking in today. Right. And so far, 308 total arrests, 296 detainees, and the first deployment of military assets to the U.S. border. The deployment includes active duty troops in the National Guard. Right. And here's my biggest fear and concern beyond the Iranian assassination squads is we now know 14 million. We don't know how many gotaways. We don't know the total number. But we have known terrorists in our country. We have known murderers, rapists. We have violent criminals, cartel members, gang members. Now, I would imagine if you came from Iran and Syria and Egypt and Afghanistan and Russia and China and Venezuela, you didn't come here because you want a better life for your children. I would imagine those known terrorists are planning an attack on our homeland. At a moment's notice, you're going to be in this desk, maybe sitting at this desk, or maybe up in the
I'm sorry. Sean Hannity was talking. I zonked out. What the fuck did he just say?
Cartel members, gang members. Now, I would imagine if you came from Iran and Syria and Egypt and Afghanistan and Russia and China and Venezuela, you didn't come here because you want a better life for your children.
That is fucking incredibly racist, dude. I mean, if you came here illegally, sure, I guess, but like, there could be a Swiss guy that just wants to take down America too, though. Like, it's just fucking people that want to be terrorists. You fucking ass. What the fuck is this goddamn interview? I'm done with you. I'm done with you, Sean Hannity. You fucking dipshit. Ah, annoying. He's annoying. I fucking hate how annoying he is. God, he's boring too. Fuck. All right, I don't know if there's any other executive orders in this, but let's look.
And everything will be revealed. Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. So he's just like got done signing the document, and he's like, "Give this to RFK Jr., my nigga." And it's like, "All right, yeah."
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. President, Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocks the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain in Seattle, I guess, right? And
okay, sure, Trump, but that's still against the fucking. I mean, I guess, man. Like, I don't know. You're fucking with the Constitution now. I don't like it when motherfuckers fuck with the damn Constitution. I don't really even like all these damn amendments to start with. But anyway, let's see what you do. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it gets appealed.
There's no surprises with that, Judge.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
No, and no surprises there. It's too bad. You know, it's the way it is. Too bad.
And when would you adjourn Congress to make recess appointments, Mr. President?
Well, I'd take a look at that. I'd listen to John Thune. He's doing a fantastic job. We're moving along. The Democrats are trying to delay government, as they always do. They can't help themselves. Even John Ratcliffe, who's very, very strong, very popular, and liked by the Democrats. I guess he gets a lot of Democrat votes. That's taking a long time, and it shouldn't be taking a long time. They're maxing everything out so they can delay everything as much as possible.
Does Senator Thune support an effort to use recess appointments if you choose to do that?
I'd be willing to use recess appointments. It's up to John. We'll see. John Thune's a great guy, great senator, knows his stuff inside out and backwards, but I would use recess appointments if he wants to do that. Absolutely. The Democrats are just delaying. They always delay.
Mr. President, you spoke with the Saudi Crown Prince yesterday.
Who?
The Saudi Crown Prince.
Saudi Grand Prince.
Right.
And they said $600 billion they're going to invest.
600. I'll ask him for $1 trillion.
You said you're going to ask for $1 trillion. Will Saudi Arabia be the first foreign country you will visit since they invest in that much money?
Well, if they do that, I would, yeah. I would be glad to do that. I did it, as you know, 4 years ago. We did $450 billion, meaning the money all goes to American companies, and they purchase jets and they purchase computers and everything else. And we did $450 billion and 650. And I'll see if I can talk him into it.
I don't think it is again. You showed great confidence in Steve Witkoff. Why you said that you doubt that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold, since you appraised his
Well, no, I think he's great,
efforts?
but it's a very tricky place. It's very tricky. We'll see.
Tricky.
And if something does happen, they will not be happy.
Sir, follow up on that one. In terms of Steve Witkoff, are you going to put him in charge of Iran's strategy, and do you want him talking directly with the Iranians?
No, but he's certainly somebody I would use. He's done a fantastic job. He's a great negotiator. He's a very good person, a very popular person. Gets along with people. I have great negotiators. They have no personality whatsoever, and then I have some that do. Steve has a wonderful way about him, and people like him, and even in this case, both sides like him. And he was able to make a deal. That deal would have never been made without Steve. The Biden people couldn't make the deal. They were working on it for 1.5 years. They couldn't make a deal. We got it done prior to the inauguration. We said it has to be before the inauguration. I mean, the deal should hold, but if it doesn't hold, there'll be a lot of problems.
Related to your AI, just hours after you made that big Stargate announcement, Elon Musk tweeted that they don't actually have the money. Is that true?
I don't know if they do, but they're putting up the money. The government's not putting up anything. They're putting up money. They're very rich people, so I hope they do. And I mean, Elon doesn't like one of those people, so you're allowed to.
Are you worried that AI is going to replace many American jobs? Does that worry you?
No. It's going to create tremendous numbers of jobs. It's going to also create a lot of benefits medically.
Accompanying you will be our top peace negotiator, Henry Kissinger.
How are you?
Is he any good? Looking like that, he talked his way into Jill St. John's bed. Enough said.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Space Force needs a top negotiator, and I vote Henry Kissinger's head. All right, I think I'm done with this video
Cancer research.
because my daughter is also awake. So we need to hop through a little bit of my prep here so we can get out of here tonight. Okay, we're not doing that. That's way too... Oh, my God. Dear God, everything's super long. All right, how about this? This happened today, and I'll leave the rest for prep for next time. J.D. Vance went on Facebook.
Bipartisan opposition, smallest margin since the job was created, you would break that tie. If the nominee can't unite your party, how's he going to lead 3 million people?
Well, look, I think Pete is a disruptor, and a lot of people don't like that disruption, but Margaret, that disruption is incredibly necessary. If you think about all of those bipartisan massive votes, we have to ask ourselves, what did they get us? They got us a country where we fought many wars over the last 40 years but haven't won a war. about as long as I've been alive. They've
Damn.
got us a military with a major recruitment crisis, a procurement price crisis that's totally dysfunctional, where we buy airplanes for billions and billions of dollars, terrible cost overruns, the delivery dates are always delayed. So we need a big change. Now, admittedly, there are people who don't like that big change, but it is necessary, and it's explicitly what Donald J. Trump ran on, and I think part of the reason why the American people elected him their 47th president.
So the main objective is changing all of that, that it's going to be Pete Hegseth alone?
I'd say the main problem the main thing that we want Pete Hegseth to do is to fix the problems. We've gotten into way too many
We
wars
are going
that
to
we
be
don't have a
re-uploading
plan
on
for
Rumble.
winning. We've
Probably
gotten into
can't
way
over on
too many
YouTube, though.
misadventures that we shouldn't have got into in the very first place.
So
And our
follow us
procurement
on political
process, Margaret, is
paraphernalia on
incredibly
Rumble.
broken. We're
Those
in
are
an
policy
era.
decisions.
Well, of course, they're policy decisions, but they're also logistical and implementation decisions. If you look at where we are with the rise of artificial intelligence, with the rise of drone technology and drone warfare, we have to really, top to bottom, change the way that we fund the procurement of weapons, the way that we arm our troops. This is a major period of disruption, and we think Pete Hegseth is the guy to lead the job. Now, there's another element to this,
You
Mark.
know what, dude? He fucking, in the first 2 minutes here, he actually put a lot of things straight there. That is very true. We do have to change up our military with all these drones and all these fucking AI technologies coming in and stuff. So, like, we need somebody that's on it.